Good morning. Welcome to our virtual service. Thank you for coming today. Let's get started. My lesson title today is the Be, Do, Have model. Gandhi said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world," with an emphasis on being the change or becoming that which you envision. Friends, you have the power within you to create the life you want to live. You have the power to shape the world around you just by who you are being and how you are communicating. In unity, we believe our greatness lies not so much in being able to remake the world as in being able to remake ourselves. Consider how simply it really is. If you want to be more grateful in life, practice being grateful. If you want to be more confident, practice being confident. If you want to be more loving, practice being more loving to yourself and others. If you want to be more forgiving and to let go of all the stress-laden burdens, become forgiving. In order for things to change, you have to change. We can't change others. We can only change ourselves. However, when we change, it changes everything. And in doing so, we truly can be the change we want to see in the world. Interestingly, Zig Ziglar said, "You've got to be before you can do, and do before you can have." Friends, success in any area of life always starts with a very clear picture about the results you desire. If you don't know what the goal is, it is impossible to tell if you've achieved success or not. Once we are clear about what we want and why we want it, the game-changing question is not, what do I need to do, but who do I need to be? Another way of asking this question is, what kind of a person would have access to these kinds of outcomes? Today, we must dispel a couple of untruths we have been programmed with throughout life. They are known as the have-do-be or do-have-be model. You all know them. They look like this. I need to have the right education in order to do the right job to be successful. Or I need to have the opportunity to do a different job in order to be respected. Or I need to have a loving relationship in life in order to do all the things I want to do in order to be happy. Or I need to have enough money in order to do certain activities so that I can be content. Then there's the do-have-be model. I need to do exercise in order to have a healthy body, in order to be whole. Or I need to do not trusting others so that I can have enough security to be at peace. Or I need to do the right job in order to have enough money in order to be prosperous. How many times do we say to ourselves, when I have this, a new job, more money, a better relationship, improved conditions, I will do this or that, and only then will I be happy, more satisfied, more self-confident. This way of thinking is society's way of telling us that we must have in order to be. In reality, things don't go that way. If we wait for external circumstances to change, we can spend a lifetime waiting for success or true happiness. Jim Rohn said, "If you want to have more, you have to become more." Success is not something you pursue. What you pursue will elude you. It can be like trying to chase butterflies. Success is something you attract by the person you become. For things to improve, you have to improve. For things to get better, you have to get better. For things to change, you have to change. When you change, everything changes for you. Friends, the results we achieve in our lives are the consequence of the actions we take. The quality of our actions depends on the quality of our way of being, how we see things, our thinking, beliefs, emotions, and intuition. Consequently, there are three common approaches to trying to get ahead in life. but only one of them actually works. There's the victim, the worker, and the winner. The victim arranges their life in the have-do-be way. They say, when I have enough time, money, and support, then I'll do the things I've always wanted to do, and then I'll be happy and successful. The problem is, I don't have yet. If I had what that person had, I'd certainly be as successful as them. But I don't, so I'm not. The victim is always waiting for something on the outside of them to change before they can move ahead in life. The worker, all about do, have, be. They say, the more I do, the more I'll have. The more I have, the happier I'll be. The problem is, the more I do, the more there is still to do, and the more I have, the more there is still to have. I am defined by what I do, so I become driven, busy, and tired. The more I have, the more there is to lose, so the harder I work. We all know that the link between having more things and being happier is a myth, so being happy never arrives. However, the winner adapts to life quite differently. Yes, be, do, have. They say, who do I need to be? What kind of person would have access to the kind of outcomes I want? Then being that kind of person, what would I be doing? And then the having takes care of itself. Be, do, have is definitely the rarest of the three lifestyles and the most abstract, yet it is the only one that works. For the record, the philosophy of be, do, have, which some say was first introduced by L. Ron Hubbard in his book, Conditions of Existence, refers to the attitude and mind shift that has to occur in order for all of us to enjoy the kind of life we want. I hear people all the time saying, when I get this job, I'll be happy. Or when I lose the weight, I will feel good about myself. Or when I get married, I will feel complete. It's a conditional type of happiness, joy, or satisfaction. If X happens, I will be Y. Thomas Troward, a great spiritual teacher, wrote, the highest consciousness is not one of possession, but of being. The greater your consciousness of being, the more automatically will the law flow from this consciousness into the acquisition of that which you desire. Yes, we all want success, respect, fulfillment, love, happiness, wholeness, peace, and abundance. But rather than striving for those things, let us be those things. Because the truth is, we already are those things. It is in our divine nature, the indwelling presence of God within us. It's urging us to express that which we are. There's a story called The Weight of a Snowflake Gandhi liked to tell. It went like this. Tell me the weight of a snowflake, said the robin to the dove. Why, it weighs nothing more than nothing, replied the dove. In that case, the robin began, I must tell you a marvelous story. I was sitting on a branch of a fir tree when snow began to fall. Not heavily, not in a raging blizzard. No, just like a dream, delicately and peacefully. I decided to count the snowflakes settling on the needles and twigs of my branch. 3,741,952. Then suddenly, as the next snowflake landed, weighing nothing more than nothing, as you say, the branch broke off. With that, the robin flew away. The dove thought for a moment and said, perhaps we are all just a snowflake away from achieving peace in the world. The moral to this story is this. By reversing the have-do-be model and living from beingness, you just might be that final snowflake, that nothing more than nothing, which changes everything. Perhaps you are that last snowflake, the one who will be a model for positive change. Perhaps you are the only person needed for peace to come to the world. Perhaps you are the only person needed for love to become the norm in our society. Perhaps you are the only person needed for respect and fulfillment and abundance and happiness and wholeness to become the qualities by which we all live. As the medieval mystic Canon Farrar once said, "I am only one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. What I can do, I ought to do. And what I ought to do, by the grace of God, I will do." I'm reminded of a story I've heard Deepak Chopra say that he began telling his children while they were still very young to forget about money, good grades, and the best schools, the having and doing. Instead, he encouraged them to discover for themselves what they love being, and then ask themselves how could they serve humanity with it. Friends, you are a unique individualization of the Spirit, and you are endowed with the power to be what you were created to be. Within you, there is success, respect, fulfillment, love, happiness, wholeness, peace, and abundance. You don't need to have anything or do anything to make it so. It already is so. Eric Butterworth wrote, "You live and move and have your being in God, who is being, thus you are being." The whole meaning of life that we are in the process of becoming that which we innately are. You were born to bring spirit, God, divine energy to this earthly experience in your own perfect way. You are here so that the divine idea of life might fulfill itself. You are here so that the divine circuitry may become complete. You are here to bring the metaphysical, the unformed infinite potentiality into the physical, the formed and tangible. You are completely worthy and deserving regardless of what has been done to you or what you have done. And by your very nature, you have all the tools within you to make a difference in your world. Awaken to your truth today. Become that which you love and that which you want the world to see. Remind yourself, it's be, do, have, and watch the manifestation of your desires abundantly flow to you in the perfect way. Friends, are you willing to do this with me today? Well, thank you all, and God bless you.